My name is Nicholas Gallegos. It is spelled Nicholsgallegos.
Perfect. All right. And how long have you been a stay-at-home parent? And remember to restate the question in your answer.
I've been a stay-at-home parent for about 6 years, I'd say. It's been on and off, though, not all straight 6 years.
Okay. All right. And before becoming a stay-at-home parent, did you have the same opinions and thoughts toward it as you do now?
No, not really.
So explain why. Go into it.
When I first started out being a stay-at-home parent, it was out of necessity. We were making enough money to pay for the babysitting for when we were gone for work. So it didn't make much sense. Might as well stay at home with the kids and not have to go to work and just cut out the middleman. And so when I found that dynamic, then it kind of changed my view on it as something that was a necessity sometimes and not just somebody who's lazy.
Okay. And what does a typical day look like for you? Start from the beginning, like when you get up, all the way throughout the day until you go to bed.
Do you want me to say for like right now or for like
For normal.
overall?
Like what like before the quarantine?
Before quarantine, okay.
Yeah. So before quarantine, what was a typical day for you?
So before quarantine, it was mostly I'd get up, get the kids ready for school. Chantel would get ready for work, and they'd all be gone by 7:30 or so. And then after that, I'd sit down and start working on whatever game design thing I was working on for the day. Or if it was while I was going to school, then I'd start my school for the day, which was still video game design. And then before that, I really didn't do much as far as schoolwork or game designs. And that for about a year, all I did was really get up and play video games and try to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And then take care of the kids, but then they went to school, and that's when I went to school. So, for the most part, get up and start my day. Then all the way till about 3:30, I'd do work or school, and then get the kids from school, and Chantel would be home about 5:30 or 6. Most of the time we'd get dinner going and done by then. And after that, then spend a little bit of time with the family and go to bed and get up and do it again.
Alright, so what does it look like to try to do game design while taking care of kids full time?
It's easier when they're in school. Right now during the quarantine, things have been a little more difficult as far as getting work done and being able to enjoy my video game time both. But as far as I'm concerned, when they're at school is when I did my schoolwork and my video game design, so I really didn't interfere with it at all.
And so with the kids here at home, does it take more time, or is it more difficult to get stuff done when everyone's around?
It's more difficult to get stuff done when anyone's around, period. But that's a personal issue, not really a.
Yeah. So go into it though, like what makes it difficult? How do you manage to deal with trying to bounce from being a dad and trying to do game design?
Well, as far as the kids go, the kids are all about the game design, so that kind of makes it a little easier for me as far as getting them interested in what I'm doing. So I can get stuff done while kind of explaining to them what I'm doing sometimes if they're bored or whatever it is, spending time with them, whatever I need to do. I can incorporate both, doing my game design as well as parenting. And then speaking in metaphor to the kids with game design is something that's come in handy too.
Like how so? Like how do you speak to them in metaphor?
Well, just explain to them like this is what you would do in the video game, right? So just do it that way in real life, or something along those lines.
Yeah. And so what has been the biggest challenge to overcome with trying to balance everything? Like what do you think has been the biggest challenge for
The
you?
biggest challenge has been where I live. That's out of everything, that's been the biggest challenge because this is anywhere Colorado is not video game design territory. Florida, California, Washington, New York City, those are almost what you would do for film or camera work, whatever. It's the same kind of media type career that it's just more difficult to do when you're not in the places that do it, hence all the remote work from home.
Yeah. So what's the biggest challenge with trying to work from home? Like trying to have a career while working from home with all the kids and distractions?
Well, for the most part, I try to get stuff done when everybody's away, but when I can't, I wait until everybody's in bed and then get some things done. If I'm not playing video games with you guys until, all hours of the night, I'm usually working, watching something in the background and just getting whatever I need to done.
So you try to do it when they're like sleeping or like early in the morning when everybody's like not fully up doing
Or
stuff.
when they're not up, sometimes it's early, like 5 or so, and then that gives me a good couple hours to get some things done. But, I do like sleep too, so sometimes it's not 5. And around those times, I can usually get about an hour's worth of work done in the morning, kind of while everybody's eating breakfast and waking up and doing all that. But then, especially during the quarantine now, it's been get up and all my friends want to play video games. And then during all of that, Chantel wants attention and is bored, which is fine. It's pretty much what everybody's like right now, but she doesn't have the video games and the work to do from home that I do.
Yeah.
And so she's super bored all the time.
So how do you find is the best way to juggle all of that? Do you have to like talk to them and be like, hey, this is time I need to do this?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I have to sit and tell everybody just to, bugger off, go upstairs, leave me alone. And I need to get this done, especially if it's like crunch time on something. Like, I've already spent 3 days on this, I need to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So.
How do you contain the chaos of having 2 active kids?
Well, you don't really contain the chaos, it just happens inside instead. The kids are pretty well behaved. Sometimes they got too much energy, and if that's the case, we usually just go out for a walk, ride bikes, play basketball, whatever it is outside, and that's energy getting rid of, and then they're fine for the rest of the day.
Okay. So what has been the most rewarding part of being a stay-at-home parent for you?
The most rewarding part is that I can see the kids taking advice and learning things that I've taught them. Like with riding bikes, math, and all kinds of stuff with school. Yeah, and then it's stuff that I'm doing with them that they're learning, I get to be the one to teach those things to them. Where some people have a nanny or a maid or whatever you want to call it that takes care of the kids. They learn everything from them, so the nanny or said person is the one that gets to experience the joy of realizing that they got to influence somebody's life for the better. And I don't have to worry about my nanny getting the credit for that. And that's pretty nice.
Alright, and so now that you have experienced what it's like to be a stay-at-home parent, what kind of advice do you have for others that are just starting out?
Just starting out stay-at-home parent?
Yeah, like someone who's just starting out as a stay-at-home parent, and they have all those negative cliches of, oh, it's a lazy job, blah, blah, blah. And like they feel that...
Well, my opinion on it is this. If you're going to be a stay-at-home parent, do it the right way. Just as with any job, you can be fired from that job. Alright, and some people should be fired from being a stay-at-home parent. They're not doing it right. And if you're going to be a stay-at-home parent, do it the right way. You know,
What does that look like? Just being there?
doing something active while you're taking care of them at home. It's one thing to take care of your kids while you're watching TV all day. It's another to take care of your kids while, for instance, getting a degree or getting a license to do something you want to do or something. It doesn't have to be college if you don't want to do college, but figure something, even if it's arts and crafts somehow. Making jewelry at home while you're taking care of your kids or anything like that. Just find an outlet, a creative outlet, and use it, develop it. This is time that is a gift, actually. You know, this is the best position you can be in. You get to take care of your kids and get that reward, as well as develop your life and your kids' life for the better. Anybody who gets to have this experience should not waste it.